Welcome back to the stream recap. Alright, well, here we are in the save that is labeled the Day 6 stream. And I gotta be totally honest with you, I am mostly recording this for completion because, honestly, to be totally honest with you, I have just walked through the whole place and looked at everything, and I don't see much anything different from the Day 5 save that I just was in a few minutes ago. Everything's pretty much the same. This tentative first try at a circuit is still sitting there just exactly the way it was. Everything else is sitting here pretty much the same as it was, and so on. So I really don't remember what happened along this way, and that all by itself is a great argument for making these things immediately after the stream that they are for. And that way I don't have to sit around here going, what did I do? Because this place doesn't look any different than it did in the end of the Day 5 save. So I'm going to go from this to the Day 7 save, which I'm pretty sure should look a little bit different. We'll find out. Welcome back to the stream recap. Well, there has certainly been some changes going on here. As a matter of fact, if I turn this atmosphere analyzer on, you'll notice that we have a reasonable atmosphere mix. There is a little bit of an issue with the amount of CO2 that is not in the atmosphere, and the fact that the oxygen percentage is going up and the nitrogen percentage is going down. Well, actually the nitrogen amount is staying the same. The oxygen is increasing because of the thing with the plants converting CO2 to oxygen. And yeah, I'm going to have to work out ways to get the excess out and keep the CO2 levels where they need to be. But I'm holding pressure here, 101 kPa, 33.9 C temperature, looking good. And things are working pretty good because I've got wheat growing in the hydroponics right there. As a matter of fact, let me turn the light on. I don't have any lights in the structure yet, so all I've got is my suit light. But yeah, we've got wheat growing here, and it looks to me like it's going to be at harvest state pretty soon. Let's see. And things are going so nicely with an actual atmosphere in here. I've actually got the suit open.
Helmet closed.
And the AC, the suit's AC and filter and air conditioning was turned off because I was in here breathing room air. And I'm putting it on because now I have to, well, actually in a minute. Wheat that I have been growing, what I've been doing here is I would split one off, and one wheat goes into this thing here, the reagent processor. You turn that on, makes a funny little noise, you open the door, and the wheat has been turned into flour, 1%. And you put that in the microwave. It turns into a bowl. You close the microwave and turn it on, and it does that little number, ding, and turns into a cereal bar, which you can then eat by right-clicking, and that takes care of keeping the hunger under control and so on. And what I had done, this is after the stream was over, I spent some time in here doing this, growing wheat, making cereal bars, and filling a cabinet with them. Yeah, so the hunger issue is not nearly so severe as it was. And now, I head into the airlock, cycle that thing, door closes, it pumps the air out. That takes just a minute or so. but it's actually a little faster than it used to be. And then once the pressure is totally zeroed, because that meter in the upper right doesn't exactly read quite to the level of detail that this thing is working, but the door will open. Today, please. Hello? Open the pod bay doors, Hal. Thank you. Okay, finally got some color onto the tanks here. The idea here is to represent each different gas with a color. Oxygen white, nitrogen green, CO2 gray, water blue, hydrogen orange, and pollutant red. And over here is the latest version of the circuit that is supposed to drive the heating and cooling. And for the most part, it's working. It maintains the temperature in there where I need it to be, so it doesn't get too hot for the plants, nor does it get too cold, and so on. And it's working. And here's the temperature readout. 102 and 35.5. Reasonable readings in both cases. Although I know I'm going to need to do some work on this place. I need to rearrange how atmosphere is handled so that I can have a better control of what percentage of CO2 is in there. You know, because the plants need CO2, and if there isn't any, I'm getting a distinct impression that they're not going to produce. But we're getting there. The place is there and it's working. You know, that's good enough for me. And other than that, that's the main thing. Is next time out, what I need to do is get working on some more fine details for the atmosphere mix. I need to control and maintain an automatic control, ideally, of how much CO2 is in there, so that the percentage doesn't get too low, and we don't really need it to get too high either. Although I'm not sure if the game models the toxicity of CO2 just yet or not, but I do know that if the plants don't have it, they're not going to work. Yeah, so that's where the state of things is right now. And there will be some work going on in this thing, hopefully in the near future, assuming I can get the rural blankety-blank net to actually cooperate well enough to permit me to stream. You know, I figure if I can't manage to come up with enough bandwidth to stream up, enough upstream bandwidth to do anything, there's no point in doing it, because things would just look really, really bad. I mean, they don't look amazingly wonderful now as it is when I'm streaming, but it gets really bad when upstream bandwidth goes to pot, like it seems to have done a lot lately. Like, for example, every time it rains. Yeah. Hopefully I'll be able to get a stream going sometime soon where we can continue this adventure in space survival, so to speak. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.
It's the TinFoilChef